Hello everyone, this is HuskyStarcraft here, back with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm action. This time it is going to be between Empire BeastyQT down to the bottom left side. See, I don't know if he changed his name to just Beasty or if he can't put the BeastyQT because it doesn't actually fit in there, but we're going to be calling him Cutie throughout the duration of this cast, or just Beasty, either way. And his opponent up here is going to be a Barcode Zerg. Now, I actually got these replays from an email from neither of these players, but he did say that the Zerg player's name was this. I'm going to type it out. XiGua. So that's actually going to be the Zerg player's name, and can I actually send that? Oh, I totally can. I'm a-talking to myself. I'm a-charging my laser. Oh, God, whoa, they're talking back to me. Everyone, shh. No, this is just a replay, of course, and apparently you can talk to yourself now, which is pretty fun, as they do have the new replay features. I could actually have a guest commentator cast these with me. Oh my god, I should try that. Oh, that's a good idea all of a sudden. But anyways, that is the name of the Zerg player. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. I apologize. It is one of my weaknesses. I'm trying to get better about it. But at the end of the day, I'm still bad, and I'll probably be just calling him the Zerg player throughout this game. But will be a TvZ on HotS. This is actually a best of 5. I mean, obviously it's going to be potentially 5 games between these two players. We'll see, though. We'll see if they're actually pretty good, because sometimes someone will send me like a best of 9, and I'm like, yes! I'm going to cast the hell out of this best of 9. I get through like 2 of the games, and I'm like, okay, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. Nobody wants to see that. So we'll have to see exactly how this one pans out. And right now, it actually looks like BeastyQT going to be going for an expand first build versus Zerg, which is pretty ballsy. Now, slightly less ballsy on this map just because of how large the map actually is. The chances of a Zerg player not expanding first himself is very, very slim. I kind of like this wall in he has going right here. Very, very interesting building placement. I think he could technically fit a barracks here if he positioned his command center in a different way. But I think that, honestly, this wall-in is a lot easier because he can easily do an add-on on this barracks, which is definitely useful, and then can later just lift this off, fly it down there, and then secure the top of his ramp with a bunker or just whatever units he's getting there. So I actually like that wall-in. Makes it kind of, yeah, just laid out a little bit more easily. He's got some nice base planning going on. I kind of wish that BeastyQT would have designed Los Angeles when it was being built, because whoever designed Los Angeles, man, it is like the weirdest laid out city I have ever seen, although I've heard that a lot of other cities are way worse, so I guess I shouldn't complain all that much. But the Overlord up in the top right side, going to be scouting absolutely nothing there. And actually, in the email I got from someone named Alexander, so thank you, Alexander, for sending me this. He said it was from a tournament over somewhere in Asia, is what he said. It was the Beta Cup number 6 with a prize pool of over $2,500. Which is pretty darn snazzy there, especially for Heart of the Swarm. We haven't seen many tournaments in Heart of the Swarm. And honestly, a lot of people have been saying, why aren't there more tournaments for Heart of the Swarm? And the difficulty is that Blizzard is changing things so quickly, and there's some glaring imbalances that have been apparent there that, you know, it's kind of not as fun to watch a game in beta anymore. You know, I did run my tournament in beta way back in the day, but I think the way to do it best is the way that Total Biscuit actually does it, which is do show matches and do mini tournaments as opposed to a big, long-winded tournament that could span over a month, because, you know, the game's going to be completely different. Anyways, Ling is going to get in there and actually scouts everything. This is the Nike Zergling right here. Just do it. That does eventually get cleaned up by the SCVs there. Who was the one who got that kill? Oh, there he is right there. MVP SCV, but actually MVP Zergling, as it was able to scout everything. So all of a sudden, our Barcode Zerg here is like, well, I know every single building that he has. There's not a single building in this base that he does not know about, except for the second gas. But, you know, considering he saw the factory, he's got to know about that. Now, Beasty is going to be going for a third command center. And I will say, in my playing a Terran in Heart of the Swarm, of course, I always have to say I'm nowhere near as good as these players. Getting a lot of command centers while also going for mech is really, really fun. I don't know if Beasty's actually going pure mech here, because look, he's just getting some Widow Mines and is adding on a tech lab, and we haven't seen additional factories added on. But either way, if you do any kind of factory play, getting a third command center is relatively safe. You can get out those Widow Mines to help defend, and only one Marine inside that bunker, and a couple SCVs are lucky to get inside, but unfortunately for the Mule and the other SCV, they do not count, and it does look like all these units are going to get taken out. Widow Mine on the high ground, though. That is quite the war zone down here. Lots of bloody units. We even got craters there from things exploding. I still really want to make a map where, whoa, we got Zerglings over here still attacking SCVs, and looks like the SCV is finally going to clean that up. I really want to play a map where dead bodies and the blood splatter stay for the entire duration of the game. I don't know if it's possible. I don't think it lets you do that in the map editor, but if it does, I would love to play that. It would probably lag the hell out of the game, but then again, I got a pretty beastie computer, pardon the pun, and I think you can handle it. But anyways, we do have more barracks going down, so it does look like BC mostly going to be sticking with what looks like bio with Widow Mine backup, which is actually kind of interesting because the bio ball is got to be relatively mobile. What you're going to see is medevacs, you're going to see Marines, potential for Marauders. Not sure if he's going to decide to do that or not. But anyways, and what you could see potentially is the very mobile force of those Marines, potential Marauders, moving around. As soon as there's danger, they run back to the Widow Mines, automatically making them relatively safe. And if you trick your opponent into running into that, then it could be quite devastating. So I'm kind of curious to see if that's how he's going to play it out, or if it's just going to be the Widow Mines for defense while his Marine ball kind of pushes out, especially with Mutalisks now on the way. I mean, we got the Spire on the way, but that really only means the chance of Mutalisks is higher, because I don't think we have a infestation pit. No, we don't. So that doesn't mean he's going for Broodlords. Doesn't mean he's going for Ultralists just quite yet. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly what he does decide to go for. His creep spread is going to be starting, although I will say this is not quite Katz's creep spread. If you guys watched that game that I just recently uploaded, that was some ridiculous creep spread. Some of the fastest creep spread, I would say. It's kind of hard to say if it's the best creep spread or not, because there was so many creep tumors that he had to make extra queens to actually make that happen. So it does affect his army supply if he doesn't actually do it as efficient as possible. But either way, end of story is that he had the entire map covered in creeps, so that was pretty intense. We do have a starport going to come down. That will most likely be for the medevacs. I don't think that any sort of Viking play is going to be very viable here. I mean, the Mutalisks are out now, but the problem is that while Vikings are good, they're not the best unit versus the Mutas. The Widow Mines are actually extremely effective. So, of course, are the missile turrets. I don't think these Mutalisks are going to do all that much, unless he just sits over the production, which there's not actually that many Marines out right now. So here are the Mutalisks here. Could go for the add-ons and actually circumventing the missile turret right here. And some of the Marines are running over here. I think the Mutas can actually engage this directly should he decide to, and he does. Remember, the Mutas will begin regenerating life very quickly if they get out of combat. And, or is it out of even combat, or is it always? No, I guess it's just always here, as they are already beginning to regenerate that HP. These SCVs are not able to work, so these Mutas actually doing a surprising amount of damage right now, and the medevac's not going to be able to help out all that much with the Widow Mines. Guess what? Lots of splash damage going out, and those Mutas now down to a total of 5, with one of those units almost dead. But you know what's also dead is all these Marines spawning. I always like to imagine, you guys remember the opening cinematic that they very first showed for StarCraft 2? Aw, hell, it's about time. Oh my god, these Mutas are still alive. I always like to imagine that epic build sequence is always when these Marines are building, and it's just even more funny to me when they spawn and they immediately die. So it's like that awesome cinematic, really for no reason. But we do have 32 drones here at this base. That is way oversaturated. Needs to go ahead and transfer some of those. Could even long distance mine if he had to. That'd be more efficient at this point. But also transfer some of the 17 as well as the 15 in his main base. So I think that was a bad rally point. Zerglings there, almost able to kill off that Widow Mine, but not quite yet. Remember, Widow Mines can still attack air, but not attack cloaked units, which you're not really going to be seeing here from our Zerg player. Now, one thing I do want to test is, I can't remember if they can see burrowed units. So I'm kind of curious to see if infestors and stuff can sneak by them. They constantly are changing how the Widow Mine works, so it's kind of hard to keep up exactly in every situation how each unit is used. But either way, we do see he is going to be going for Marauders right now, which are the Marauders not very good at killing Zerglings, not the greatest at killing Banelings, or really anything else aside from Ultralists, but they absorb a lot of the damage, especially with those medevacs healing. And if he gets the, is it the Corvid reactor? I always forget the name of it there, but if he does decide to go ahead and get that upgrade, then those Marauders basically just don't die. I mean, of course, they eventually will, but if you have a lot of other units to back them up, they definitely do their job. There's going to be a stem forward and decides to take out a Mutalisk. Doesn't go for the Overseer there. Got to go ahead and kill off these 3 imposters right there. All they wanted to do was fit in. They're like, no, please take us into your army. We will fight for you. The Zerg Overmind is just atrocious. But anyways, our Zerg player is going to get some free Marine kills right there. And that was terrifying for them. However, with Widow Mines in position right now, it's actually very difficult to break these encampments with Zerglings. Like, it's a lot more difficult than it used to be. So even though right now our Zerg player is spending a lot of money on Zerglings, he doesn't really have anything else that can deal with those Widow Mines. So the Zerglings run in there in a big ball. They are going to get taken out lickety-split. Overall resources lost about even for both these players. Production tab showing lots of upgrades for both players, though. 2-2 on the way. We are going to be having pathogen glands research, and that could mean Hive Tech. And, well, it does mean Hive Tech because it is indeed done. And did he go for any sort of Hive Tech just yet? We don't see a Greater Spire. We don't see an Ultralisk Cavern. That could just be for the Adrenal Glands upgrade, as well as the 3-3 going to be starting pretty soon, although the Ultralisk Cavern has been thrown down right now. And I think that that's why our Zerg player is saving up a lot of gas. He's going Zergling Baneling. Oh, my God. What? 35 kills on that Widow Mine? 14 minutes and 50 seconds. We're going to have to go back and check that out. But that Widow Mine, man, is now ranked commander. So this Widow Mine is higher ranked than all of these Marines and Marauders. You are now taking orders from a Widow Mine. But does look like the Overseer going to be like, oh, we should watch out for those, as Widow Mines are just absolutely devastating. Now, you got to remember that mines were very good in StarCraft 1. The main difference, though, is that you could kill them before they activated. Unlike Widow Mines, where if you don't have any detection, you're pretty much screwed. But here we go. Lots of Zerglings, lots of Banelings, but also lots of Widow Mines. So I think that our Zerg player backing up there is the very, very wise choice. He's lost a lot so far in these engagements. He does have Ultralisk on the way. The Widow Mine's slowly leapfrogging forward. I kind of like BeastyQT's usage of the new Widow Mines here. As we do have Banelings heavy rolling in. The splash damage actually doing quite a bit of damage here, rolling them forward, and that does manage to take them out there, so that's a pretty cool play. A nice little trick, but at the same time, you have to engage sometime. The Widow Mines, though, are going to detonate and do ridiculous amounts of damage. Here he goes. But no, he actually manages to clean this out so far and pushes it back for now. Although you got to remember that with no Widow Mine support, the Zerglings and Banelings will be very cost effective, and still was not able to be extremely cost effective with that, although he is going to be able to kill off several more Widow Mines as they try to burrow forward. Not sure if they're going to be able to do all that much. Those ones will activate. They do a ridiculous amount of splash. And at the same time, there's going to be a drop going on over here at the, I guess technically the 4th base, but he does have 5 bases in all. I think these Marines will have a difficult time dealing with this Ultralisk, because you got to remember the new Ultras now, they do full damage to all units. They used to only do full damage versus armored units. But overall, BeastyQT somehow staying way ahead in the resource loss tab and is tied for the income tab right now. So this is definitely his game right now. His multitasking, his Widow Mine usage especially is impressive. Unfortunately, these Marines, not very impressive. They're going to get taken out there, so nice little victory. But at the same time, there's going to be a big drop inside the main base. Double medevacs with double the Marines, and the Fungal barely whiffs it away as those medevacs narrowly escaped. That Fungal could have been devastating. Unfortunately for him, though, it only ended up killing 2 Marines, and the medevac's now trying to regroup here a little bit. He's got multi-pronged drops going to be taking place right now. One in the top left side, and actually this attack at the 3rd base now could be quite powerful. I don't know if there's enough units on the field here to actually deal with this. And, oh my god, 3-pronged drops. So I don't even want to know what his APM here is. Oh, you know, just a cool 300. But it does look like the Ultra's now going to be doing lots of damage here. Can he fungal it? No, those medevacs get away. The drops over here are going to continue, and it does look like this army right here will get cleaned up, but you know it's not cleaned up? These Widow Mines. So if you can't keep an eye on that, they're going to absolutely destroy your world. And right now, our Zerg barcode player actually decided to attack instead of defend, which, you know, sometimes a good choice, but unfortunately in this case, there was enough defense there for BeastyQT. He wasn't able to scramble around to defend his 5th base. And now it's something he is going to have to recreate. The Broodlings, they're actually doing a lot of damage. The Ultra's going to finish everything off. But at the same time, Beastie is more focused on the attack over here. The Zerglings, whoa, that Zergling just randomly flying in the air, just kind of floating there. I thought he was going to drift off into space. That would have been pretty dope. I will just say, I'm just going to say, I wish if units died over in this area, they fell and then drifted off into space. That would make my life. I don't know if anyone at Blizzard is going to listen to me and make that happen, but just know I would nerdgasm all over that. And you know who's not nerdgasming is our Zerg player. He is losing. Look at that blood stain from these Widow Mines. Absolutely ridiculous. And I gotta say, whoever redesigned the blood, man, it looks so freaking good in this game. But the drops are gonna continue over here. If I blink for 1 second, I'm gonna miss some of these drops out of Beastie. He is just all over the place. And you know, this is really, in today's society, the only way you can actually beat Zerg with bio is to do a ridiculous amount of drops. And that's what we're seeing here, keeping the Zerg player in check. The one Ultralisk over here contemplating the meaning of life, and there's actually nothing in this medevac. It's just a patrolling medevac. But here's going to be a big attack down here as the Infestor's now going to be fungling on the medevacs. If he can actually kill off those medevacs, that would be nice. Does he manage to throw out the... Oh, no! He overextended with those Infestors. Does manage to get one nice fungal there before they all fall, but at the end of the day, the Ultras are exploding in such a way that the Gibbs are flying into the base. Unfortunately, that doesn't actually do damage, and the Zerglings here got a nice angle in that he can do splash damage to the SCVs. Oh, he put him on hold position there, so the AI is confused. The Ultra's literally just going to sit there and look at the guys that are attacking him, and Beasty, since when are you so good, man? He is doing all the right things, all the right moves, and really doing the next level stuff that you would expect from a pro gamer. SCVs on hold position, multi-prog drops, even got drops still going on over here, dropping him on the high ground, which is a couple units here to get maximum damage. He's got another attack over here. My God, as a spectator, I can't even keep up, let alone the person who's trying to play the game right now. And I gotta say, though, our Zerg player has managed to keep the supply relatively low for Beasty, all things considered. But this drop is still alive. It's still a thing. That medevac is healing this Marauder faster than it's taking damage. And are they actually going to kill off these Zerglings? 4 kills, 6 kills, and 7 kills. Oh my God. That looks like the Fungals are eventually going to clean this up. But those units able to do insane damage. The drop over here, a complete success. I am blown away by BC right now, and even going to kill off these eggs, because why the hell not? Lots of Zerglings on the field here. I gotta say, our Zerg player scrambling around, doing as much as he possibly can here to hang on, and does look like he will be able to clean this up. And one Marine survives. He's like, please don't drop me. Please don't drop me. Please don't tell me it's actually going to be a drop right now. But anyways, you see the Ultras Cavern going to get randomly sniped here in the middle of the map. I think he was trying to hide it there, but unfortunately gets spotted right away. But not before 5 more Ultras are on the way. Looks like several of these units will get taken out. That's like that scene from Starship Troopers, man, where they're trying to run to the dropship and that guy gets blasted by fire. But ain't it, God, that's such a good movie. Anyways, those look at the Planetary Fortress right now, taking a lot of heat. These Ultralisks able to clean up these SCVs. The splash damage pretty intense there. I don't think he's going to be able to kill off the Planetary itself, although they just do so much damage. But it is not going to be enough. You absolutely need to kill that off. Here comes a major attack. Widow Mines, Widow Mines, Widow Mines. Making, you know, if honestly, if these guys, if these Ultras are married, they're going to be widows very soon, because they are about to get taken out. Although the SCVs are getting pretty heavily destroyed there. Some nice damage being dealt by our Zerg player finally, but it may be too little too late as the drops continue over here. I don't even want to know how many drops this game has had so far, and the Ultras now out in force. Unfortunately, they're just kind of chilling around on top of a minefield, which I don't care who you are, where you live, or whatever, you do not want to hang out on a minefield. I guess unless you're one of those like mine-sweeping boats or something. But anyways, the Ultras Cavern is back up and established. More Zerglings on the way. But unfortunately for our Zerg player, he just doesn't really have a whole lot left. And may be able to kill off a couple of these medevacs, but is it even worth the energy at this point? It looks like the Infested Terrans, remember, they do not benefit from the upgrades anymore, so Infested Terrans not as good in the late game as they are when you first get them. And, does manage to get one. The other one looks like it'll be relatively safe up there. But I don't think that one medevac is going to make that much of a difference. What does make a difference is the fact that our Zerg player hasn't been able to expand in quite some time. He is working on attempting to do so, but overall his drone count down to 58. BeastyQT only is at 44 SCVs himself, but he does have 20 Widow Mines. And he is going to go ahead and try and snipe the Ultras Cavern. Doesn't manage to get it. 1 or 2 shots away there. And does look at the Infested Terrans will eventually be able to kill this off. But the drops from Beasty have not ended. That medevac will eventually get taken out. Oh! Tries to escape there. And does whiff the fungal. But either way, I don't really know if our Zerg player can do all that much, because Beasty at this point can relatively safely expand. As long as he keeps building planetaries, which is exactly what he's doing, it's going to be relatively safe, and should probably land it as close to the minerals as possible. Does manage to save that one. But, you know, the planetaries are going to be helping him out here in a big way. But taking a look at the production tab, you can see that neither player is really building all that much, because neither player has that much money. Now, if this was a PvP, we would be seeing all that gas dumped into Archons, but these players are actually having a difficult time in keeping in the minerals. And I thought BeastyQT could safely expand, but it does look like our Zerg player keeping him in check for now. Has to make sure not to allow that expansion to happen. What he also needs to do, though, is kill this expansion, but he's got to be so careful with the Infestors, because the Widow Mines here, they are itching. They are itching to kill some of the Infestors, and actually manages to spot it there with the Overseer. And the Fungals of these Widow Mines could be huge. He's got to go for it. He just needs to attack those Widow Mines' sides to retreat. This Ultra is so dead. You are so dead, buddy. He splits in half, literally. And that Ultra trying to tank a lot of the damage. That's not really the best way to do it, though. As the Infestor's now here, caught out of position. Can he throw the Fungals out? It looks like the Army will get a nice round, but the Widowmines have already done the damage. There's also a drop over here in the natural. Not sure if it's doing all that much. Just one Marauder, but that is still enough to delay the gas income as much as possible, as it does look like, though, the Ultras might be able to finally take out this Planetary, but it's just being so heavily mass repaired that maybe not. The Infested Terran's not going to be able to split up in time, which is goodbye Infested Terrans. The Planetary got to take him out, and there's the GG. The Planetary that ruled them all, as he was never able to kill that expansion, but such good play out of Empire BC. I gotta say, that was phenomenal. What I also want to say is, let's go back and check out, I believe it was around the 15-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, though. That happens by quite a bit. And does he run up here with a Widowmine? Alright, so this is the Widowmine right here. It's already got 4 kills, but what exactly happens here? Alright, here we go in slow motion. The Zerglings, they do bunch up, and oh my god! Oh god, let's watch that again. Let's watch that again. We gotta back it up. Go back to the 14-minute mark. I don't even care. It got 31 kills with 1 Widowmine. That's a very costly misclick. Here we go, slow motion. And the Medevac's like, get out of there. The Widowmine's not going to do anything. The Zerglings are like, no, we got you for sure. And then the Widowmine's like, get out of my house. Blah. Kills off all those Zerglings. Oh my, all right. What you guys talked me into it. One more time. And this time, we're going to hide that UI. You can see right there, he's got his little command. He's got his orders. Let's get rid of this. And let's even minimize this, because we need to watch it from a different angle. This is like Sports Center right here, man. All right, here comes the leagues. Here we go. Oh, we got this. Don't even worry about. And actually, that wasn't even as efficient of a hit as it could have been. Could have actually been a little bit more devastating, believe it or not, if it would have hit more in the middle. But those Widowmines, man, you have got to watch out. Now, Kikers, what actually happens to this Widowmine? Does he survive? All right, guys, we gotta find out. This is one of those games where we gotta find out if he survives or not. He's up to 35. He is definitely the MVP of this game. He does get very he's one of those 2 that got taken out. Still the MVP, even though he died. He can always be rebuilt. He's just a machine. But whatever programming was in that Widowmine, it needs to be shared amongst all other Widowmines, because that was absolutely ridiculous. All right, well, that game was pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and check out another one of the games from the best of 5. Hopefully it is just as good. Beastie, man, going total beast mode. And I gotta say, you know what? He deserves to have his good games casted. He's been a player for a very long time. He's a very strong player, and evidently really good at multitasking. We'll see if he can continue that, though, in this Best of 5 series for $2,500 throughout the tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.